kwento sa ating... Hi! Thank you for joining me here in another conversation from the attic. Let me start today by asking you this question. Do you want to be the best version of yourself? I think any human being who is into progress and development would make it a goal na matutunan at lalo pang maging best version ng ating sarili. Because the fact is, all of us are a work in progress. Lahat tayo may natutunan sa araw-araw, may mga experiences, at dahil sa mga learnings na to at experiences, tayo ay mas nagiging better person. But the question is, how do we achieve that? How do we become a better version of ourselves? What are the things that we can do, in order to help us to become a better version of ourselves? One, I think, is to be willing to learn. Alam nyo, kapag hindi willing ang isang taong matuto, mahirap magbago, mahirap mag-develop, mahirap mag-progress. So I think one thing we have to do is to love learning, to seek learning, to study on our own, to listen to people that we know can impart good knowledge unto us. Another thing is to be willing to listen. Sometimes, because we are so focused on what we want, we tend to forget to listen to others, to even consider what they are saying. Because sometimes in progress, you cannot see yourself, you cannot see where you're heading, and sometimes yung help ng mga tao, yung perspective ng mga tao sa paligid natin can help us along the way. But third and last, do you know, if there's anyone who wants the best for us, other than ourselves, that would be God. God wants you to achieve the best version of yourself. In Christian living, we call this maturity. God wants us to grow and mature in our lives, in our relationship with Him. But in maturity, as we mature, as we grow, there is one aspect that is very important, and that is discipline. In Hebrews 12:11, it says here, "For the moment, all discipline seems painful rather than pleasant, but later it yields the peaceful fruit of righteousness to those who have been trained by it." As a child, we grow, we mature, and same with what we go through in our personal lives. As we mature and grow, most especially in our relationship with God and achieving the best version of ourselves, discipline is vital. God causes us to go through moments in life that makes us and builds the person He wants us to be. And that includes yung mga bagay na pinagdadaanan natin. And sometimes we don't want that. We just want to erase the unpleasant things. Because who would want that? But sometimes we just see it as unpleasant. But in the perspective of God, He wants us to grow. He wants us to mature. And of course, just like what the author of Hebrews says, when we go through moments like that, when we go through training, when we go through discipline, we think it's unpleasant. We don't want to be there. It's difficult. It's tiring. It's challenging. Pero what does the passage tells us? It creates in us what? It creates in us a fruit that will help us to become mature and a better person. So today, if you want to achieve the best version of yourself, think about these things. Think about how we need to learn, how we need to want and desire learning, how we need to listen, and last, to look at it in God's perspective, because God, among any other, would want the best for us. So today, I hope we go through this process of development, this process of maturity, that you and I will achieve the best version of ourselves.